At this time, I'd like to recognize my friend, the distinguished former chairman of this subcommittee, the current chairman of the Interior Subcommittee, representing the great DOE reservation in Idaho, my dear friend Mike Simpson.
Thank you, Chairman. Congratulations, Secretary. This is the first time I've had a chance to congratulate you on your nomination and, frankly, on your confirmation through the body across the rotunda. But we're glad to have you here and glad that you've taken the time both to brief us and your time from being a successful businessman to join the government in addressing these issues. I've appreciated that several times since you've taken over as Secretary, you've referred to the National Lab Complex as a crown jewel of our nation. I wholeheartedly agree with you. They do more research that's important there. I tell people if you ever want to get wowed by government, go visit one of our national labs and see what they're doing. Every time I walk out of one, I'm just amazed at what they're doing. So I'd invite you out to visit the Idaho National Lab. I'd like to know when you're coming, so I'd like to be there with you. And I know the same is true for Congressman Newhouse that represents PNNL and the Hanford cleanup site. But it's great to have you here. And when you come out, we'll have a barbecue in my backyard. I've done that with every secretary, I think, for the last 20 years or something like that. Some of them get fairly memorable, but they're a lot of fun. So anyway, congratulations. Let me talk about your budget. Reactor development. And I know you've already talked about HALEU fuel that's going to be needed by a lot of these new demonstration reactors and so forth. Can you give us some insight into what the President's 26 budget request might look like regarding reactor development and demonstrations?
Yes, well, I can't provide any details beyond the skinny budget. And as you saw, we do have a reduction in spending within the Nuclear Energy Department in DOE. But it in no way indicates a lack of focus or a lack of desire, or even a reduction in desire for nuclear energy. As a career entrepreneur, to really make nuclear energy work, the biggest thing we need by far is private capital, investment capital. And I have spent a fair amount of time in my first 100 days meeting with not just nuclear plant developers, both the big plants and the small modular reactors, of course, folks from Idaho National Labs, but also the hyperscalers, the ultimate customers and end users of nuclear. Our goal is to bring in tens of billions of dollars during this administration in private capital to get reactors built, and I'm highly confident we will achieve that goal. We will use funding from direct grants through our Nuclear Energy Office, as you're well aware of, to continue the Advanced Reactor Development Program, to get more test reactors done at Idaho National Labs. And we will also use the Loan Program Office to provide debt capital on top of a large equity stack, mostly from hyperscalers. The off-takers of these reactors are willing to put equity capital in there. So our goal, and I believe you will see it happen, is vastly more money will be invested in nuclear energy during this administration than during the last administration or many administrations before that. But the majority of that capital will come from private sources. There will be government capital, as you're well aware of. There'll be government loans and loan guarantees, and there'll be catalyzing regulatory events to bring that private capital in. But Idaho National Labs is the leader in commercial nuclear technology, and will be absolutely central to launching the nuclear renaissance. From the test reactors that'll be done there to the scientists that are leading ideas on this, that are collaborating with virtually all of the next generation commercial reactor developers. It is a gem. I'm excited to go out there. I'm signing up for the barbecue.
All right.
And I made a pledge, I should say as well, I made a pledge right on the day I walked into the office at the DOE that I would visit all 17 of the national labs in my first year in office. They are indeed the gems of our country's scientific research. I'm passionate about science my whole life. I visited several of them already, and I forgot my other point. But
well, I appreciate that.
Go nuclear.
I agree with you, and I'm glad to see that you understand the importance of nuclear energy if we're going to meet the energy demands of the future with data centers and AI and all of that stuff. It's amazing how much power local communities are going to have if they're going to put a data center in there somewhere in their community and stuff. In fact, nuclear power is what's going to solve that problem, I think. Let me ask you one other question, or at least bring up the issue. The cleanup projects that we're doing in the site. I noticed that they're over, in the skinny budget, the funding is down overall. We keep Hanford the same. I fully understand that and agree with that. That is a problem that we've got to solve, and it's going to take a long time to fix it. Has there been an analysis done, and to pay for that and to keep that at the same level, we've lowered the cleanup costs or budget in the other sites. Has there been an analysis what the increase in the total cost, say at the Idaho cleanup project, what it would be by delaying it because we underfund what's necessary to keep it going at the current level? Because that's going to extend the time and cost of cleaning it up. So has there been that analysis done?
Well, Congressman, the total reduction in the environmental management budget is actually quite small, and our firm belief is that through efficiency, through doing things smarter, there won't be any slowdown. It's a small reduction in budget. We're hoping that the actual work achieved will be larger than it was the year before. So we're banking and believe strongly in efficiencies. That's why I'm here, is to take a department that hasn't really been run like a business and run it like a business. So with a few percent more in the budget, we can achieve several percent more in output. So no intentions to slow down the cleanups at Idaho or any of the other sites.
I appreciate that, and I will tell you that I know you've met with all the lab directors, and John Wagner gave you a big thumbs up when I talked to him last time, so you're off on the right foot.
Thank you, Congressman.